All right. Another week. We're getting close to the end of the year. What a year for Bitcoin, right? What a year for Ethereum. What a year for Cell Token, right? All Bitcoin and Cell Token are at all-time highs, doing exceptionally well. If you listen to us and you hodled, right? We couldn't be more clear about the hodl thing. We kept showing it to you. Hodl, right? Hodl, right? If you did that,
Bitcoin.
if you did that, you did very well. But if you chose to trade, or you chose to try to time the market, or you tried to, think that you're smarter than everybody else, chances are you didn't do as well as either just sitting on your coins or buying more coins every month, right? If you bought more coins every month, you got some at the lowest prices in March, and maybe you paid full fare in November or December, but you're still doing great, right? So we don't have a new recipe for you for 2021. It's more hodl, right? So we have not changed our thinking or our methodology since 2017, and it doesn't matter if it's an up market or a down market. The only way you get through this with more money than you have today is if you diversify and you hodl, right? So those are the things that we kind of continue to prescribe day in and day out. I think this week we'll be paying over $3 million worth of interest. So again, all-time record for Celsius. I saw the Cell Token hit $2.87, and now I think it's a little lower than that at $2.80, but definitely close to all-time high. And we'll talk about why there was such a run-up, like what happened. It was kind of stuck at that 240 to 250 and so on. But let's start with maybe Bitcoin, right? So you've seen some really famous names come out publicly, talk about Bitcoin, talk about prices as high. I think Guggenheim mentioned as high as $400,000 per BTC. And they didn't give you a date. They didn't say, oh, by this date or by this time. So, if you wait long enough, you're obviously going to be right. But you've heard me several times this year say that Q4 we will see new all-time highs for Bitcoin. And more recently, I've talked about us kind of hitting resistance. Basically, I said that we will probably hit that 22 to 23,000 level 5 or 6 times in a row, and then revisit lower prices like 16,000 before we break out to new highs, meaning 30 or 35,000 closer to the middle of next year, 2021. So the reason I'm saying all of that is I'll give you a few pointers of why or how I'm thinking about it, right? I'm not here to predict prices. That's not what we do, right? Celsius doesn't care if the price of Bitcoin is 10,000, 20,000, or 100,000. Obviously, it's good for all of us if the price is higher, but our business, our job is not to predict prices, right? We don't bet your coins going higher. We lend them out, we earn interest, we give you most of that back. But for example, very recently, and I'm talking about the last 2 weeks, what happened was that there was an accumulation of users or speculators who were betting against Bitcoin, right? So they were buying puts or they were buying futures that were betting that Bitcoin is going lower. And in the last 2 weeks, what you've seen, the reason for that steep run-up is not because some giant organization bought $500 or $600 million. None of those smart people that put hundreds of millions of dollars are chasing prices, right? They're famous for not doing that, right? So like Michael from MicroStrategy, he told you, I very slowly bought Bitcoin over time on Coinbase without anyone knowing, right? Small bids over a very long period of time, and that's how I bought my $500 million. So the chasing of pricing has nothing to do with large institutions, right? Yes, there's a lot of excitement that all these great guys have joined us, and they're now believing in this asset class, and they keep adding to it and so on. But the reason for the run-up, the main reason for the run-up, is something that most people won't tell you, and that is the liquidation of all of these people who were short Bitcoin. So as the price of Bitcoin kept going up, they got liquidated. What does it mean liquidated? When you have a option contract, or you bought puts, or you have futures that are betting on the price going lower, or you were shorting Bitcoin on this or that exchange, when you hit a margin call, the exchange or somebody else has to buy them back, meaning there is demand, there's an increase in price, and that demand, those orders are not placed as limit orders. They'll place all of them. If you're being liquidated, that is a market order. And what happens with a market order is that the price goes up. And as it goes up, it creates the next liquidation, until we run out of people that we can liquidate. So just like on March 12, we had this flash crash, meaning liquidations of people who were long, right? We liquidated $1 billion of people who were long Bitcoin. And all those liquidations caused the price of Bitcoin to drop to $4,000. Here we had this run up from the 15, 16,000 range to the 23,500 range. It spiked, and now we're going to see some retrenchment. Why? Because
is that why we saw like a shooting through 20K straight to 23K? Like, it seems like irrational exuberance almost.
It was not dumb people chasing. This was people who were short being liquidated. And again, one trigger, one liquidation is causing the next liquidation, and so on, so on. So all these things are temporary, meaning this is not a fundamental new price level, right? This is a concentrated action that's happening in a short period of time. And normally what happens afterwards is that prices retrench. Usually they retrench 50%, but because this was a liquidation, they're probably going to retrench more than 50%, meaning that's why I'm projecting that $15,000, $16,000, $17,000. We're going to revisit that. We may revisit that for 5 minutes, but we will revisit that in the next few weeks. So that's my projection. Again, I could be 100% wrong, and we go straight up from here to 30,000. But my bet is that because the main reason we went up is not a solid reason, it's not like suddenly some government or whatever start using Bitcoin. Because of that, I think we are going to, unfortunately, I have Bitcoin. I love for Bitcoin to go up. We're going to revisit those highs. So you saw me talk about it on Bloomberg. Let me share a screen here and just show you guys where we are. So here we are on Coin Paprika, which has great festive snowflakes you see here on your screen. If you're visiting them, on the bottom you can see our market cap. So 1.254 billion market cap. The price, the activity, right? 3,600% increase in the last year. And if you look at our ranking, right? If you go back to the top 100 here, you will see that we rank number 20. What are we? 20 something? 24.
24.
Right.
The journey 24. That it's taken to get here, unreal.
Right. Right. So just to put things in perspective, in January of this year, we were ranked number 2,100 or something like that. Even though we had 550 million in assets, we were ranked number 2,100 on all the different, on CoinMarketCap, all of them. And now we ranked basically ahead of Crypto.com, ahead of Dash, some amazing name, Aave, right? Most of our competitors, most of the DeFiers are ranked behind us, right? And now we kind of need to crack some of the top names in crypto, right? So that's one. Let's look at why is Cell Token had such a big jump, right? So if you look at the last week or so, right? You will see that we had this massive jump right? Like if I look at last 7 days, it just ran up like crazy, right? Something obviously happened right here, right? So what happened? So one of the explanations, I don't have all the explanation, but one of the explanation is that this guy, Tika Tiwari, which some of you know, some of you don't. Tika is a stock analyst. Now is dabbling also in crypto. And Tika basically picks tokens that he thinks are going to do well. And this week, he changed his top 6 pick allocation and included Cell Token as his number 3 pick.
Wow.
He charges, yep, he charges a lot of money. I think he charges something like $5,000 a year for you to sign up to his newsletter. Thank you, Tika, for picking us up. Hopefully you did a lot of homework to figure this out. But again, we don't know. Price is going up, price is going down. Again, we don't predict pricing for sell or for anything else. Currently, if you want to know what we're doing, watch our wallet, right? Watch our treasury wallet. As long as you see that has the same balance, that means we're not selling any of our treasury, right? And as long as we're sitting on our coins, or tokens, I should say, you have to make your own decision and decide if you want to sit on them, or you want to diversify, or you want to have more Bitcoin or anything like that, right? So this is my wife's site, usastrong.io, and we have a bunch of shirts here for you guys. Banks are not your friends, and a few others that are live right now. You can actually go and order them right now. So there are several great looking shirts that were designed by the team, right? So the Mashinsky method. So if you are a hodler and you're following these steps, get that shirt.
Let everyone know. Get it for your family for Christmas.
Exactly. And share with them what and how and so on. Banks are not your friends. That's one of our favorite. And unbank yourself and just a hodl shirt, right? So these are kind of like the 4 best options. They're $12 each, or sorry, $18 each. So we put them at basically at cost to make sure that you can get them. Right now, they're only available in the United States. We don't ship overseas. But we're going to get some of our ambassadors and some of our admins to have these as well in Europe and in Asia and so on. So if you're really dying for one, we'll be able to get one of those to you on special requests. Or if you do a task or something, we'll be compensating you with either shirts or Cell Token or whatever.
A great way to say thank you for ambassadors that help us out. We'll send you some swag.
That's right. Yes, we have great swag. Again, the new coins that Kim created, and great shirts and some other stuff that's coming in. So if you've not been, if you've not signed up to my Medium, so go to, just do a search, Mashinsky / Medium, and sign up. We do publish some great content here, great articles like this article about Janet Yellen that I published recently that had great content. That's what Bloomberg and Kitco News actually picked up on this. And that's how we got those interviews scheduled. And it shows you really viscerally here how the Fed is, what the Fed is doing to the US dollar and its impact long term. So again, if you want to understand some of my views on the economy and kind of macroeconomics, 2,000-year history here of different currencies and their how they survived over the period in which each one of these countries was a monopoly. Was a world power. Go ahead and read this, and it's available for you for your enjoyment. Also, if you're not familiar with lookintobitcoin.com, there's great content here. This is the stock to flow of Bitcoin, and you can see kind of how Bitcoin is on general following this line, following this. Sometimes it overshoots, sometimes it undershoots, but overall, if you want to know where the price of Bitcoin is going, that is actually a pretty good indication. And again, I don't necessarily recommend it for trading, but I do recommend it as another source of data for accumulation.
And we see on this like the overshoots and then the undershoots of that line. Like, I mean, would you recommend people just hodl through everything?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you see, if it's March and you see it's undershooting like right here, and you want to buy double the Bitcoin because you're such a big believer, so instead of your normal $100, you're buying $200. Of course, that's fine. But I would not go and mortgage the house and put everything in because the stock to flow model is undershooting, right? There could be many reasons, and none of us know how long it could be undershooting for, right? So again, the government could come up with regulation. The Chinese government can dump billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin on all of us, right? If they decided, because they keep confiscating this crypto assets from their citizens, and all that goes to the Chinese treasury. I guarantee you they're not going to sit on those, right? So they sell all of that. So there's a lot of things that could happen that drive these things down. Just like Bitcoin, because of liquidations of short sellers, can go up 5,000 points in a few days. The opposite of that can happen as well, right? It will go down 5,000 points in a few days if there's just too many sellers versus buyers. So I would not, again, bet most people, the goal here, the job is to finish the race, finish the marathon and get a medal, right? You want this medal for finishing the race? Then don't take too much risk. The job is not to finish the race with the most money. The job is not to finish the race a billionaire, right? The job is to get to the point where you have enough money to pay all your bills, to pay for your kids, to take care of your parents, pay off those student loans, get rid of all your credit cards, right? That's the job. So to do that, you don't need to take excessive risk. You never heard me say that to you. So don't think anything I tell you, never think that I'm telling you to go and put the pedal to the metal and go as fast as you can. Because right now we think that Bitcoin is going to 50,000 and you can grab it at 22,000 and everything is going to be wonderful. Not at all, right? The opposite of that. So just what I want you guys to do is finish the race, right? Finish the race. It doesn't matter if when you finish the race, again, if you got the medal as the fifth person on the marathon or the 25,000 person of the marathon, right? So
part of the Mashinsky method is to not go 100x long. Do not go 100x long.
Do not use leverage. Exactly. So this is again recent interview of me on Bloomberg. Bloomberg did their homework. They called us the second largest asset manager in the world. So if you have not watched it, go on our channel. It's available on our YouTube channel. If you have not signed up to YouTube, then definitely go ahead and sign up and watch it. Also, we were on Yahoo Finance. So if you not watched the video, they did a great coverage and a write-up right here on Yahoo Finance. So you should watch that. Also, MarketWatch covered Celsius recently, talking about different crypto assets. So we were one of the top to be mentioned. Top performers.
These are some of the largest publications. Are their eyes opening and seeing what's really going on?
So fortunately, when Bitcoin goes to new highs, everybody wants to talk about Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. And then they go and say, okay, who is the authority? And they look at who is the biggest, right? They basically say, okay, so whoever has the most Bitcoin or has the most assets must know what's going on. So again, now that we clearly, after our chain analysis audit, internal audit, clearly are number two, right? I think people are taking us much more seriously, and that's why we're getting much more publicity or much more screen time with the top media places. Celsius Hub, again, independent effort by a few Celsians. Amazing job here on the content in many different languages. So if you've not visited it, or if you want to translate our content or create new content in different languages, go ahead and join Celsius Hub, and you can post your stuff here and basically still use your code, your promo codes on this and that and so on. So
Yeah, just yesterday I got to talk to a gentleman in Austria that's building an all German site. So the virus is spreading.
Yes, definitely. So there's a lot of great content here. There's also content on our own website in different languages, but definitely you have to decide which one you like better. And we're happy to post things on both platforms. We're not in competition with these guys or anything like that. Okay, so next is another really nice article on Medium that's kind of talking about explaining the Celsius method, the cell token, the flywheel, the methodology, why we're acting in your best interest, all that stuff in a very detailed way and systematic way, which I really liked. So great job here. So definitely, if you have not watched it, here's the title, and you can look at, again, search this on Medium or do a search on Google, and you should be able
What do they say
to
about
find it.
rehypothecation on the bottom?
Well, they're just explaining what that means here.
Yeah.
Right. So I think they had the definition of what is rehypothecation. They talked about the fact that other people are doing it, right? So basically Fidelity and Citibank and everybody else is doing the same thing, and that we are just doing it in crypto. So is it safe? Again, very detailed description. So I think pretty good write up here that you can read through. So Dharma, DHARMA.io, Dharma launched a great utility that you can use to buy cell token. And so now it's one of the easiest ways to add. We haven't had a chance yet to add it to our website, but basically this is a great place for you to quickly be able to buy, sell at no fees, and so we recommend it. So definitely go ahead. It's one more way for Americans as well, right? So if you're US based and you were like, well, I don't really know how to use Uniswap, here's an easier way to use Dharma. So we definitely would like you to take a look at it. Decrypt had a good article also about Celsius, covering all the different things, all things crypto and cell. So if you missed that, here's another article about us. All of this in 1 week, right? Market Insider. Again, we were in Business Insider last week, if you remember, with chain analysis announcement. This week, they had another article written in which they also referred to us and had a quote or two from Celsius. So definitely, we're getting very good coverage. Finance Magnets and others. So a lot of great coverage for everything we do. And Kitco News likes us a lot. Again, if you have not watched, I had several episodes of me being interviewed by David, their main anchor. And in this one, I'm covering a lot of stuff about the traditional markets, gold, crypto. And this video, I think, got something like 60 or 70,000 views already. If you watch it on YouTube, you can see the views in the comments. So people are very excited about everything that's going on.
Yeah,
so
is Kitco bringing you on as a regular contributor?
Well, I've been there half a dozen times, but for now, I'm just a regular contributor on the Celsius weekly AMAs. You know, I also need to work and create value for the community, right? So that is my priority number one. Having creating fame and pumping up my ego is priority number 7,000. So, all right. So let's go back to Zach. You had a bunch of announcements, so why don't you go through them?
Oh yeah,
and
we got a lot of action going on here. So some of the updates we want to talk about is like the rewards. So we've been doing a ton of promos. People have been loving them. They've been a great success for everybody. But there is still a bug where the reward isn't showing up locked. We're hoping to fix it this Wednesday. It still required some testing, so now it's being expected to be fixed on Monday.
Yeah, so you're still earning everything. You're gonna get all your credits. I keep seeing people on Twitter saying, "Oh, they scammed me. They stole from me." If we haven't stole from you in 3 years, we're gonna steal the $20 from you, really. So,
Right.
so just look, we want to make sure we test it properly. And I apologize. Yes, we promised it's gonna be out on Wednesday, and it wasn't. Look, just like with the DNS, where we apologize with a promo code, we are going to apologize with a promo code. You guys love it when we apologize with a promo code. So here we go. We're not going to give it to you right now. We're going to make you stick through the show like they do on TV. They keep telling you, but our best guest is coming on right after these commercials, you know?
Yeah.
So breaking news, promo code on Celsius, you know? But let me talk about the job fair. So we had over 100 people apply for the job fair. Again, all you have to do if you want to apply is jobs@celsius.network. So you sent us the resume, no one got back to you. You sent us the resume and we didn't interview you. Whatever happened, right? Believe me, it's not because we don't like you. It's because we're just too busy. So we apologize again. We might make a promo code just for that. But the point is, that to join us, Kim is laughing at my jokes, you know, my dad jokes. The point is, if you if you want to join Celsius, we're still hiring. We're gonna need several hundred people, okay, with what's going on. I was just working on a mega deal with a huge company, so which I'm just gonna need to hire 50 people just for the call center, just for one deal.
Alex, don't tease us like that.
Yes, that's my job. So my point is that if you really want to be part of Celsius, and remember, we give tokens at $3, right? We're going to give another award to our employees at $3. So you better make it in like now. Like, the people who joined at $1.50 already doubled their money since they joined Celsius, right? On just becoming a Celsius employee. Boom, the bonus just got worth twice as much. And the people who joined us and the ICO got their tokens at 15 cents, right? So they made 100 times their money or whatever.
10 times, yeah.
So
and don't worry, if you miss $3, there's $5, and if you miss 5, there's 10, and if you happen to miss 10, there's 15.
That's right. But the point is that if you email jobs@celsius.network and you follow those steps, there's 6 steps you have to follow. Okay, many of you apply to the job fair and then they don't do the prep work, or they don't do the homework, they don't participate in the channel. So to do that, you are you need to if you want to participate, you got to do the right thing. And if you want to be part of the community and you want to do all the things that we're supposed to be doing, then definitely now is a great time to join Celsius, right? And convince us that we must have you on our team. All right, so that's the job fair, jobs@celsius.network. Again, OTC at .network is still available, $25,000 or more. And now 25,000 is like, 10,000 tokens, right?
Yeah,
it used to be. Exactly. So definitely email OTC@celsius.network if you're looking to buy 10,000 sell or more, and we will connect you with the seller. There's always a seller. There's always somebody who bought in the ICO, somebody who is diversifying, or an investor that came in along the way and is looking to sell. And all we do is match you up with one of those people. You avoid the fees, withdrawal fees, deposit fees, all that stuff, and they get to sell at a good price. So all that stuff is for your benefit. Okay.
Yeah, Alex, some people are asking about where do those tokens come from for the OTC? They're not seeing them come out of the treasury. So, I mean, what's going on there? If you could talk a little more about OTC.
Yeah. So what the only thing OTC does, and that's several people who work on our team, some of our best team members, is they effectively, we have to buy, like this week, we're going to have to buy about $1.5 million worth of Cell token. It's half of the 3 million in interest that we have to pay out. Why? Half of our customers said, I want some Cell tokens, right? I want to be paid interest in Cell tokens. So our OTC desk sits there with limit orders on Liquid, on other exchanges, and when Cell drops, they grab it, right? And they basically fill up what they need for the week. Also, if a seller comes to them and says, I need to sell the Cell token for whatever reason, they will buy it from the seller. Sometimes they'll buy it themselves. Sometimes they buy it because they have a buyer on the other side. But they basically create a market, and they are creating liquidity both for the buyers and the sellers. So besides the buy wall, right? If you go on Liquid and you see that giant buy wall and that sliver of sellers, besides that, there's also the OTC desk, and there is Uniswap, right? Uniswap is pretty big volume, 2 or 3, 4 million a day. Sometimes it's 10 or 15 million a day. But basically, those are the kind of like the pools of liquidity, the 3 pools of liquidity where most of the Cell tokens are moving. Almost none of them, I can say that, are coming from the Celsius treasury. So we're not using our treasury to pay interest. We earn the interest in BTC or ETH or whatever from the institutions, and then we buy Cell token with it, with the BTC or with the ETH or with the USDC, just like you would be buying it.
And that's
right?
a huge,
So that's how it works.
huge difference. I was talking to our
right,
Hong Kong community this morning, and like they were so disappointed with another company's token that was paying that interest through dilution, just releasing more and more tokens in the market. And Celsius doesn't do that. We're out there grabbing tokens from the market to pay our users that are in the wallet, and that's a very, very good process for everybody.
Right. So if you're in XRP, or if you're in crypto.com, or you're in most of these other projects, you will see that all the tokens that they're giving you are new tokens, right? They're just dumping tokens on you. So the circulating supply is growing very, very rapidly. And I've showed that in previous AMA, where I've showed you the increase in the number of token and the market cap of crypto.com versus the increase in price, even during the good time. That was before CRO dropped by 50% or more. Most of that value went to the company and not to the owners of the token. Celsius does the opposite. We do not create new tokens. We are limited supply. We are even more limited supply than Bitcoin or Ethereum because they have mining, which creates new tokens. Celsius does not have any mining. You cannot mine new Cell tokens, right? They're never going to be more than 695 million. All right, so Zach, you were supposed to talk. There was some rumors about Austin, Texas. We're moving to Austin, Texas, or something. What's going on?
So
people want to know.
Like you said, the company is growing rapidly, and with COVID, we haven't been able to move to our international offices, but we are opening up an office in Austin, Texas. And I was just talking to Wasim last night. It's going to be our head of strategy, kind of a master planning area, and also product development to bring in these next generation services to everybody. So very excited. I know Wasim.
Do you have to be a Mandalorian to join? Or?
No, but it helps. It really helps.
Okay, got it.
But we're looking for that top tier talent to come to this Texas office and begin, the next generation of Celsius development.
Yeah. Okay. And that office is going to be focused on data, big data, on design, on strategy. So if you're doing any of those tasks and you are in Austin, or you want to move to Austin, or you just go to Austin, Texas, for the jazz festivals or the music festivals or South by, any excuse you want to give yourself. Texas has no state, right? No income state income tax.
Hallelujah.
So it's a great place to be. We actually had several Celsius from New York who basically packed their bags and said, "See ya," and they left us and they moved to Texas. So all right, we adding 4 more coins to the wallet, right, or tokens. So Polkadot, DOT, right, DOT is coming very soon. Compound Comp is already live in the wallet, paying 7.5%. So if you have any Compound and you're keeping it somewhere else and you're not earning anything on it, 7.5% for your efforts, right? HBAR, Aave. So these are the kind of like the new 4 that are joining us. And again, you wanted to talk about Flare?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a huge, successful campaign with Flare. We had tons of people send in their XRP. They are all going to get Flare tokens when they're released. We already have a little spot in the wallet where you can see the Flare tokens represented. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us and trusting Celsius to handle that airdrop. Everyone's going to get their tokens. It went off without a hitch. And this was like a great test case.
And we had a flood of XRP coming in. I mean, it was like a flood, like just crazy. So thank you, everybody, for contributing your XRP, trusting us. Again, look, most of our viewers here have done very well this year. And so a few things. One is the holidays are here. Again, don't get tempted and spend all that money on fancy gift just because you made a lot of money. Again, give the gift that keeps on giving, and that is teaching people how to generate income, how to be financially independent, show them how to get into crypto, show them how to earn yield, and I think that is a much better gift than giving them an ugly sweater for Christmas or buying them an extra meal, and then they're gonna have to go on a diet for 3 months because you fed them so well. So my recommendation is don't give men a fish, teach them how to fish. And even better, teach them how to grow sustainable fish, okay?
Something I've seen from a few ambassadors is they're seeding their families' members' wallets with a little bit of Bitcoin or a little bit of Cell token so that they can kind of experience what it's like to earn money on your money for the first time in quite a while. And that's a really great gift. You're giving them that value, and then they're able to see that value grow, and hopefully that inspires them.
That's right. So look, everybody should do whatever they want, but I'm just saying 2 things. One is what we just talked about, gifts and gifting, and the second one is charity. So Celsius is going to allow you to contribute to a charity. We're going to pick a few that accept crypto, and you'll be able to use CellPay inside the wallet to basically just decide how much and what coins you want to CellPay to this charity. So we're going to be publishing their wallets. We're working right now with UNICEF. We're working with the Red Cross. We're working with several of these great institutions that we believe actually put the money to use in a great way. To tell you a personal story, when I was in my early 20s, I got stuck actually in Paris. They stole my bags, they stole my passport. I didn't have any money, and I was UNICEF has a hostel right in the middle of Paris, and I ended up there, and they sheltered me for like 2 weeks until I got my papers back and got some money. And so these are organizations that existed forever, right? That help people, even people that most of our lives we don't need any help. But when you fall, they come and they help you get up, right? So today you have a personal story for me, a testimonial on that stuff. So we're going to enable that. We're going to make it available in the wallet. It's going to be 1 click. So if you're planning to donate and you haven't done so yet, again, you've done so well this year, okay? I think if you read the Bible, it says 10%. You're supposed to be giving every year 10% to charity. So if you haven't done that, I have 6 kids at school, so believe me, I don't have a choice. They're grabbing, these schools grab more than 10% of my charity right there. But I would definitely recommend to do an allocation, even if it's a few dollars. It doesn't matter. It's not about how much. It's about the gift of giving, right? When you give, you receive, and you'll feel much better about yourself. And it's amazing that many times the poorest people give more than the richest people, right? You see these really generous people giving the last few dollars because they believe in giving. So that's coming. And I think Tom wanted to show us a video, right? One of our testimonials.
Oh yeah, we got a sell.
My name is Joel, and I'm from New York City. By trade, I'm a cybersecurity analyst. Being a user, it's very fun. They're very smart. They're genuine. I like the fact that being part of the community, it's you can tell that they're nice people. Like, especially in a crypto space, as we like to say, there's a lot of negativity, toxicity going around, but not in the Celsian community. Like, they're just genuinely like nice people that just want to, spread and help with what Celsius is doing. Personally, it felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders. My financial security and how I invest, just in general. Celsius is pretty much it remodeled what people think about banks and what it should be. It's created a sustainable, secure way to grow your investments in a way that no one has seen, as far as like, especially around my age, being a millennial. Like, it's very transparent in how it deals with it. It's almost like unreal to look at and like be part of, because you can't get it anywhere else, especially in a time where we live so much uncertainty in the world. People don't know who to trust. We don't know who to trust, especially when it comes to like these big institutions, as far as like whether they're financial, medical institutions.
All right. So thanks to Kim and Tom and Zach who put this together. We have about a dozen or so testimonials that we're going to share with you. Just the average Celsian telling you their story. And we thought this was special. So next week is Christmas, but I'm still going to be on the air. We are not going anywhere. So stay tuned.
That's right.
And we're going to have a special show for you next week. We're going to have some special guests as well. And would love for you to join us. Again, obviously, if you're away for the holidays or you're resting, or you had too much eggnog, or I don't know what, you're excused. You don't have to be on the show, but we'll be here, and we'd love to have you with us. All right,
eggnog and brandy has become my holiday drink of choice. Eggnog and brandy.
Eggnog and brandy. All right, let's dive into the questions. I see a lot of questions in the queue, and we would love to answer as many of them as we can.
Yeah. One question I saw from the chat I want to address was why haven't more Celsius employees retired? Right, we got this huge bonus, or they're big token holders, or even you, Alex. Why haven't you retired yet? If you have the money to do so.
Well, I tried retirement, and retirement is something that, how they tell you it's about the road, not the destination. So retirement is like that destination. When you get there and you try it out and you go, oh my God, my entire life I didn't sit in one place for 5 minutes. And now they want me to take it easy and have dinner at 3 p.m., because you have nothing to do and you're bored to death. So after traveling and staying in some fancy hotels and doing this and that, I decided it's not for me. Retirement is... and it basically just eats away your brain, right? Your brain needs exercise. Just like your muscles need exercise, you go to the gym, you work out, and you feel great afterwards, so you go running. Your brain is the same way. It needs the exercise. And if you're not using it, especially if you're not using it to do good, it's just painful, seriously painful. So I think most of the Celsius employees are here they came here for the mission. They didn't come here necessarily to make a quick buck and run away. And I think for a lot of them, having that financial stability or having the comforts of making some money actually helps you with basically delivering that and continue to deliver for others, right? You're more comfortable to continue doing it.
Right. I kind of think of it like when you're working a career, you are having to provide for yourself and your family. But then when you can retire or become financially independent, you can start providing more and more value for other people because you don't have to focus on yourself anymore.
Yeah, so it's definitely again, being comfortable is very different than retiring, right? So we are wishing on all of our viewers, all of our users, on anybody, right, to be comfortable, because having that weight on your shoulders of not knowing where can you finish the month, can you pay the mortgage, can you pay for your kids, just living on the edge. And most of us, again, do it to ourselves by maxing out our credit card, living beyond our means, not saving for the futures. All of these seven, doing the opposite of what the 7 rules here are telling you to do, right? So who did that to you? You did it all to yourself. So this is all about deferred gratification, right? It's about understanding that, yes, you are not going to have the latest car and live in the biggest house and go on the fanciest of vacations for a few years, but those savings are going to pay off, right? Now, normally, if you put the money in the bank, I agree with you. That is a waste of time, and you should not be saving money in the bank. It's going to lose a lot of its value. But now that we've shown you how you can earn this yield and how your underlying assets in Bitcoin or gold or even in stable coins is appreciating, right, because of interest income or because of compounding or because just the underlying is increasing in value, you should be changing your ways. And that's really the hardest thing, right? The hardest thing is for someone who has 5 maxed out credit cards, 2 cars, a mortgage on a house that is bigger than he can afford, and his wife just lost their job, to change their ways, to go back and say, okay, I'm cutting back on spending, I'm getting rid of these cards, I'm getting rid of a car, I'm renting the basement to some college dropout who is doing a startup, and I'm going to make some income on that, right? These are the things, the frugal things that most of us don't want to do because we want to look like we're rich and famous, right? But that's how you end up doing the opposite of these 7 methods. All right, next question.
Okay, Justine is asking, when I lock up my collateral for a loan, why don't I earn interest on it anymore?
Right. So if you continue to earn interest on it, then Celsius would be basically a scam or something that no, we couldn't sit there and explain to you how we make money. Celsius makes money, right? We don't charge you any fees. We pay your withdrawal fees. We're doing everything because we do make money when you take a loan. How do we make money? We get your collateral effectively for free. You got the loan, we got the collateral, and then we go and make income on that collateral. So we can't make income and pay you at the same time, right? So that's why it's one or the other. We basically don't make any money when you just deposit with us and we pay you that 80%, right? Because the cost of running Celsius is more than 20% of our income, of all the revenues, right? So the rest of the money comes from us using your collateral and rehypothecating the collateral. Next question.
All right. Milian is asking, dearest and bestest Alex, please tell us more about this wonderful card you have coming. You can't just tease us like that and not say anything. We're so excited.
All right. So I promise that every episode I will give you a tiny little nugget about the card. How about that, right?
There you go.
So I promise that this card will not have any fees. Unlike the opposite of BlockFi with a $200 a year fee. I love it, right? How about 0% fee? Zero. No dollars to basically get the card. Next question.
All right. Yeah, if you did the math on that BlockFi card, you had to spend $13,000 to make back the $200 annual fee, and then another $13,000 to make any money back. So
Yes.
I mean, you have
Well,
to
but
spend so
that's
much
how they
money.
get you. You know, these guys do exactly what the banks do. You think you got this amazing deal. Like I said to you guys, just go to fidelity.com, open an account in 10 minutes, order the fidelity.com credit card. Everybody is approved. And you get 2% back, much more than BlockFi or anyone else will give you. And no $200. And Fidelity will pay all of your ATM withdrawal fees. Every time, you know, that $3 you keep paying, they will pay it for you. They'll cover it for you. Okay? So until Celsius comes up with the card, use the Fidelity debit card, okay, or the credit card. Next question.
All right, Mitch is asking, what obstacles are you facing for having Cell Token as earned, or for U.S. people to be able to earn interest in Cell? What are the obstacles to that?
So we have no obstacles right now. We have a program. The program is we basically have a broker dealer who is going to run that program for us. I'm sorry for the video. Looks like we lost video, but the audio I think is still there. So we'll keep going.
Yeah.
And so we have a broker dealer. We just need to register. We need to do the things that we need to do, and then accredited investors are going to start earning in Cell. So early next year, if you're accredited, you'll just be basically filling up some forms, and you'll be earning interest either in kind or in Cell. It's that simple. So we're not facing any obstacles. It was just about putting it together. Next question.
Nice. And that's just for accredited investors, right? The laws don't allow us to pay every U.S. user, but if you're accredited, then you could qualify for this.
Yes. At this time, until the SEC decides that they don't want only the rich people to make more money, that they also want the poor people to participate in something like 4,000% returns.
Right. You gotta protect average people from getting
Yeah.
too wealthy.
We need to protect the rich people from the poor people, because imagine what would happen if the poor people made money.
Honestly.
Right? So that's what. Yes. Next question.
All right. Matt's asking, can you give us an update about the equity from Bank to the Future? What are the future plans?
Well, there aren't really future plans. I mean, we are. Those who invested, I think, did a good, got a great deal. The company is worth several times what it was worth just a few months ago. And when and if we go public or whatever, they'll be able to monetize that investment. Currently, there's nothing to do. Again, we provide plenty of updates. You can go to the wallet to see what are we increasing. Are we adding users? Are we adding deposits? Are we paying more in interest every week, right? Are we giving it back to the community? Are we hoarding it ourselves, right? All these things are verifiable independently of Celsius, right? Again, we can't cheat on the blockchain. You can see exactly, like if we tell you we're going to pay out $3 million, you can look at the wallets and calculate to see if we paid $3 million or not. Right, so it's not like we can hide or cheat or lie to you, and that's the beauty of the blockchain, is that the transparency tells you, is there a real community? Is the community growing? Is the community healthy? Is the company healthy? Is it acting in your best interest? Right, so all those things are things that if you invested in equity, again, side by side next to me, you're going to benefit from the growth of the company. Next question.
Okay, Nikhil is asking, are you planning to bring functionality to Indian users? We are eagerly waiting.
I think deposits are open in India, so you can right now deposit and earn yield with Celsius. I think loans are blocked, but for deposit, just download the app. It's very simple. You go to the App Store or the Play Store, you download the app, you open it, and it tells you wherever you are if you are allowed to participate or not, right? You show your ID, and it tells you right away. All right, next question.
All right. People in the chat are asking about you're listed as an advisor for a project called Coin. I haven't seen anything on that. Do you know anything about that? Can you speak on that?
Yes, so I am an advisor to a few projects, not many, but just a few. And again, I'm not endorsing it. I'm helping these companies develop their stuff. Sometimes these things work out, and sometimes they don't. Like you never. I'm not an investor or a paid promoter or anything like that. I'm just helping a few people kind of try to develop new technology. I think these guys trying to develop a natural language system. So basically, you can just send a text message to your to the service and say to it, "Hey, buy some Cell token," and it does it for you. Say, "Hey, take 50 Cell and convert it into ETH," and it does it for you, right? So it understands a natural language instead of you using an app or using a desktop or anything like that. Next question.
All right. Alexis is asking, will it be possible to earn a percent of our rewards in Cell on each coin? So let's say I take 50% of my rewards in Cell and 50% in kind.
Yeah, so currently it's not possible, and in most countries you have to do one or another. For example, in the US, if you're accredited in theory, yeah, we can do 50-50 or whatever, but it's just too complicated. So today we're focused on these large services that we are trying to deliver, like a swap, like buying coins in the first place, a desktop app, right? Credit card or debit card, things like that. So we are not that feature by itself, because it's only going to service a small niche of the population. It's not a high priority for us. Next question.
All right. Martine is asking, could you make it possible to have multiple whitelisted addresses? It's very inconvenient to have one at a time and waiting the 24-hour swap period.
Yeah, I understand why it's not convenient, but multiple addresses also opens it up for hackers and opens it up to you to make many mistakes. So we prefer to not have that. And yes, it makes it a bit more complicated or cumbersome, or but we rather have that than you lose your coins.
Right. Security is already number one into priorities, always. Always.
Next question. Yep.
Okay, Hodler's asking, Alex, please teach us how to identify scams in the crypto sector. Many people are chasing yield blindly and falling into scams. This is no good for everybody.
Yes. True have never been said. Look, it's impossible to identify the scams. What you need to do is just focus on the services or the people that you know are for real, and stay away from anything else. I mean, it's just very, very difficult to know if somebody is misusing your funds, or they're really not earning the money or whatever, right? Especially if they're not transparent, right? So the fact that they have a great video, they have a great website, or they keep giving you bigger rewards, right? Like Cred was, for example, at some point was giving bigger rewards than Celsius, right? And for a reason, right? Because basically they were desperate for customers that were desperate for these deposits. So I don't, it's not easy. It's easier to identify the great companies than it is to identify who's a fraud and who's a scam. Next question.
From the chat, a lot of people are asking about a Euro stablecoin, and I think there was some news about a bank that was trying to put one out, but I'm not sure if the regulations are going to allow that. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, so there's a German bank, actually one of the oldest banks in Germany, that is going to issue a stablecoin. in euros. That is that's what we were waiting for, right? So people kept asking me, why don't you have a euro coin? Why this, why that? And I said, we don't have a great issuer. The minute there's a great issuer, just like Circle or Coinbase that issue USDC, right? Or Gemini issues GUSD. Those are great issuers, right? We have zero issues with adding them to our wallet and allowing you to earn 10.5% on it. So same thing with euros. The minute we have great issuers and that coin is in circulation, or in this case, a token, I think they're doing it on Stellar. So we need to support Stellar first. But that is a great example of a good project. Next question.
All right, the chat is also blowing up about Cardano, when ADA, and it's kind of funny. This is like a meme almost in the Celsius community. That's like the
all right. Let's do this.
Years.
Let's get an interview with Charles Hutchinson. I think he's a great guy. I met him a few times in person. Let's add him to the AMA, and then we'll add Cardano. How about that? Okay, because
there we go.
So let's set that up. I'm giving a challenge. Kim, were you listening? Okay, Kim is right here, and she's nodding her head, and so here we go. So we'll set that up. We'll get Charles, and look, it's not that we are holding up, right? There's two things. One, our custodians need to support it, and as you know, Cardano had several big upgrades, which is great for them. I'm really excited that they're launched, and Shelly and all these other forks I shouldn't call them forks, but iterations of Cardano are now live and kicking, but they're still experimental, right? They're still kind of fixing bugs, getting things done, and it's a staking protocol, so we love that, right? So that is not hard for us, but we do need our custodians to support it. So that's one. And second, we need borrow. We need people who want to borrow it so we can make yield on Cardano. So but let's get Charles on. It will be a great opportunity for him to educate our community about the benefits of Cardano. Again, we're not here to pick winners and losers. It's not like, Celsius Cell token runs on Ethereum and we hate Cardano. Far from the truth. I am cheering for every protocol because the more of them we have, the more problems we solve on the blockchain, the more bridges we can build from centralized finance, right? So that's next question.
Yeah, please everybody tweet and tag Celsius Network and Charles Hoskinson to have him join the AMA.
Just tell him, hey, Alex said you got to come on the Moip show. Okay, so let's do it.
All right. Do you have any plans to bring back the Celsius app in Germany? Why is it not available anymore?
So Germany passed this new law that requires you to have a BaFin license, so almost like a banking license to operate in Germany. Luckily, again, our partners, Bitwala, have that license through their partnership with Solaris Bank, which is a German bank. It's a three-way partnership, so us, Solaris, Bitwala, we're earning through Bitwala is the same as earning through Celsius. They are adding ETH. Currently, it's only BTC. I know they're adding ETH next year. And until we get our own license, we cannot be in Germany. So we are in the process there, but it's not easy. So right now, the best option is to have a wallet with Bitwallet. I think they publish the same rates as we do. So you're not losing anything over there, but it's only for BTC. That's the only disadvantage. So before we forget, there is a promo code, right? And the promo code is for BTC only. And it's if you deposit $2,000 of BTC, we're not going to tell you what it is. We're going to see if you guys can figure it out. What's the promo code for BTC? It is live right now, right, Zach?
Yep. Oh, it's live.
It is live. Okay. So just like you guys figured out the DNS promo, go ahead and figure out what is the problem. We have a technical problem here with this brand new camera. We got this brand new Sony camera, and it just keeps shutting itself off. It maybe I think what do you call it? I think BlockFi has the remote control on this camera. That's what happened. you know. All right, next question.
Alex, they broke in
They keep
5
shutting
seconds
it
flat.
down.
They broke
Yeah.
our promo code already. I really think we got to
Yes.
step up the difficulty
What, they
next time.
already figured it out? What?
Yeah, they're
I didn't
already
see
posted
anyone.
it in chat.
They already did? Well, we kind of kept it simple, right? The promo code is BTC. Just like on DNS, the promo code was DNS, right?
Yeah.
I went to my team and said to them, why do you guys make complicated promo codes that no one can remember? You know, with like 17 letters and on Friday night. Let's keep it
Right.
simple, right?
Special
BTC.
characters.
That's it. BTC. That's it. So $30 if you deposit 2,000 or more. And obviously, again, if it's your first Bitcoin, you earn 6.2%. First two, right? You earn 6.2% in the United States. And we're going to match up the rates. So I don't know if it's already in the wallet, but we're going to match up the rates. So if you're platinum and international, you're going to earn 6.2% as well on all of your Bitcoins. So here we go. BTC it is. Free money. Thank you for all of your coins. We need more BTC. That's why we're doing it. Because even though we're now over 4 billion in assets, we were 550 million in assets in January. This January, I checked it. Okay,
that's unreal.
550 million. Now we're over 4 billion. Right? I mean, just crazy growth, amazing growth, and all of it has to do with our community. Okay, we can't take credit for any of it. Right? We're like. But basically, the community is bringing their friends. The community is training everybody, to onboarding everybody, answering questions. I mean, just amazing work. Zach is doing more of that than me, obviously, on Telegram and everything else. But great job. Next question.
Yeah, stuff that we noticed, like to call out a content creator, Aaron Bennett has done a phenomenal job educating people. Showing what crypto is, showing how Celsius operates, and he's done great on referrals. And we're going to start supporting, those guys that are supporting us by hosting giveaways or giving them funds for events.
Yes.
And we're going to lean into that community. So thank you, everyone that's making content about Celsius. We see it, and we're going to start rewarding you guys because you're the heart of this.
Right, and we do post a lot of it on our YouTube channel. So if you missed a lot of the shows, there's hundreds and hundreds of videos here. A lot of them are videos, again, some tutorials, videos of interviews with some of these influencers, reviews that were done by some of these guys. So a lot of great content. Here's a debate I did with Nouriel Rubini. If you haven't watched it, you're going to watch this one. So just digital asset news. I think one of our best sources of referrals. And again, they do an excellent job. So really love what they're doing. And a lot of real content. Here is my Moip show with the co-founder of Chain Analysis. So again, hundreds and hundreds of videos. So anything you want to know. And also now we have it in multiple languages. All right, next question.
One more thing I want to discuss is how the promo codes work to kind of help clear up the confusion on that. So for this promo, it's a general deposit, which means anyone can participate. And it means you transfer $2,000 in Bitcoin to the wallet. And just before you do that, you enter the promo code. And once that hits, that's what activates it. And you don't want to make any withdrawals after that for the 30-day period. So enter the promo code, transfer the $2,000 in Bitcoin, and that's what activates the promo code. Any withdrawals from that will deactivate it. So just hodl for those 30 days and the reward will be credited.
All right, next question.
All right. A lot of people are asking about swaps. Are the in-app swaps still coming in January? Is it still platinum users first? Any update on that?
Yeah, so it is coming. We mentioned that the first swap will be ETH to ETH2. And we'll be publishing the rate. I think right now it's something like 8% on ETH2. So you'll be able to basically take your ETH, convert to ETH2, and do it inside the app. So that is all, coming up. Next question.
All right. Madan is asking, when will Cell Token be available for U.S. customers? I can't wait to buy. Well, today's your lucky day. You can buy it right now. There's a number of exchanges that support Cell Token. I'm a U.S. user and I have Cell Token, so you can hold it and buy it in the U.S. No restrictions there. It's just earning in Cell Token because
Right, just people don't know
regulation.
where. So there is a video. First, you can use a service I showed you guys, Dharma, right? Or you can also on our website there are several videos that show you how to buy Cell Token on Uniswap. So if you're not familiar with how, um, just go on right on our sorry, right here. It's a here we go, right? This one, buy sell on Switch.io right here, and buy sell on Uniswap, right? So I'll play this video right now, actually, and you can see the right. And this was actually created by Aaron Bennett. So it's definitely a great example of like something that Zach was just talking about and how it works and so on. But just search for this video and you can go ahead and do it. Next, buy it anywhere in the world, not just in the US. Any user anywhere in the world can just follow these steps to create it. No restrictions, no KYC either, I think, right? You don't need KYC if you follow MetaMask and Uniswap.
Correct.
So you can just own it without any restrictions. Next question.
All right. Heather's asking, the Fed is still continuing to print money. What effect is this going to have on the economy going forward?
So short term, yes, the Fed is printing money. The government or the Senate just approved or about to approve $1 trillion, additional $1 trillion on top of the 3 trillions they already threw and kind of peppered on the economy. So that's all new dollars, because when Treasury basically is going to borrow that money, right? They go to the Fed and they borrow that money, and the Fed basically issues these. If the Fed is effectively creating IOUs from me and you, right? We're gonna have to pay it all back. It's debt that is created, money is created and is given to Treasury, and Treasury is gonna give it to us in the form of an unemployment check or a bonus check, like the $1,200 that they sent us, or loans to companies that, we bailing out and all kind of stuff like that. So all of that, short term, it's great because it's like getting an adrenaline shot in your arm. For 10 minutes, you feel great and you can run twice as fast. But after that, you crash, right? Your body needs to recover, and you need the whole weekend to just barely recover from that shot of adrenaline. So the economy is going to have the same reaction, right? And all we're doing is we kicking the can down the road, accumulating more debt, not getting rid of the disease, the opposite. We are just prolonging the pain and making it more difficult for us and for our children to recover from this. So nothing good, okay? Let me put it that way, nothing good. If you want to hear all my views on it, again, I shared with you my Medium post. Look at the Janet Yellen article, look at a few others, and see all my arguments. Again, several publications covered that. Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, others, and many, Kitco News, many of them are in agreement. But we're still doing it. Why are we doing it? Because the easiest thing to do is to print more money. It means print money. There is a car congestion, print money. Recession, print money. Pandemic, print money.
How convenient for those that can print the money.
Right. The president's complaining, print money. The answer to every question today is print money. Right? Modern monetary theory. We can with MMT we can cure everything if we just printed a little more money. We all know that that's not true. Next question.
And if it doesn't work, you needed to print more.
Right. And every time they print more money, it makes Bitcoin more valuable. It makes Ethereum more valuable. It makes Cell Token more valuable. Right? Yeah. Next question.
All right. Alex, will you be attending the Cointelegraph charitable trivia quiz?
I will. It's tonight, right? I think the quiz is tonight. I'm not so good at quizzes, so don't expect me to win. I'm doing it more as a charity event, and we'll see who are the other contestants, and they're probably gonna do much better than me. But I'll promise to do my best and represent all of you the best I can.
You've got all the hodlers behind you.
Yes.
Kim she just sent me. She said the store is getting a complete redesign and will be live on January 4th. She's making some big promises here. She says she's been working on it extremely hard.
That's right. And Kim has unique items in the store. The store is separate. We haven't linked yet the website and all that stuff to again, the point about those shirts is just that we couldn't get them at that price. So we had to use a different vendor. Those are USA made shirts. So they're made in the US, printed in the US, shipped in the US, and so on. So that's what's special about those four shirts that I showed you. And they're supporting local businesses. So we wanted to show some support. They're actually made in California, believe it or not. And they're being printed in Texas. And then they're shipped out of Secaucus, New Jersey. So we're supporting like 10 different businesses with just making these T-shirts. And we still can deliver it to you for $18, right? So,
very cool.
So that's what's so special about those T-shirts. So get a few of them. You want to give them away for the holidays. They come in different sizes. Again, separate from the store. And the store has a link on our website. So if you haven't gone to the store, now it's easy to find. There's a link at the top to the store. Next question.
Let's see. Tom also wanted me to mention that we're going to be streaming on Twitch now. We're going to be doing giveaways. I think we're slated for Wednesday. But we're going to be playing Warzone. We're going to be playing World of Warcraft. We're going to play Mortal Kombat, finish him. And we're going to invite the community to come and play with us. We're going to have giveaway, do trivia, kind of a relaxed, fun time to meet with everybody.
That's great. I'll do it with my helmet. My other helmet, not my Mandalorian helmet. So
the Mandalorian. People love that, Alex. Like, I think everyone's a little disappointed that you didn't have a Baby Yoda mask or something on today.
That's a Christmas special, so we'll do that for Christmas. All right, next question.
All right. Tamir R is asking, could you enable IRA accounts with your Celsius wallet? So, like, is he asking, can you have your Celsius wallet in an IRA account earn tax-free?
Yeah, so we are adding a few providers who can do it, but you can go to itrustcapital.com, or there's several of these guys, and just open an account with them and then invest or use the Celsius wallets as part of an IRA plan. We don't manage the IRAs, but we do support several people who do that. So go ahead and do it through your IRA. And we also have, I think, links now, a new link on our website for corporate applications, right? Is it /corporate or what was it? It's Celsius.network. Right. Kim, do you know the link for the corporate application? That we're putting a new one. Anyway, it's supposed to go live. If it's not live today, it's probably going to go live Monday. Ryan is probably sweating bullets listening to this, saying, oh my God, now I got to publish it. So it's a much simpler onboarding process that allows you to kind of finish everything in one shot. If you're applying as a corporation or as a family office or anything like that. Next question.
Okay, Jake is asking.
We have like more than 100 corporate applications a month right now coming in, right? So it's coming fast and heavy.
They're flooding in. Everybody wants to get into the Celsius game. I can't blame them. All right, Jake is asking, are there particular challenges or opportunities that Celsius faces during a bull market that they don't see during a sideways market? Interesting.
Well, again, we do well when there's volatility. So right now, obviously, there's tremendous volatility. Bitcoin going up so fast creates volatility. Actually, a lot of demand for stablecoin, believe it or not, because people want to chase that and they borrow stablecoin to buy more Bitcoin. And when there is a price correction, there's volatility the other way, right? Because people are borrowing Bitcoin to do price arbitrage or market maker and or all other stuff. Same thing with ETH and many, many other coins, right? So volatility, we had plenty of volatility this year, right? This year was, again, we've seen Bitcoins below 4,000 in the same year that we've seen it hit 23,500. So if you were hodling, you could care less. You were just making your 6%, 6.2% with Celsius, and you could care less. But if you were not hodling, if you were trading, or you were worried about when to get in, when to get out, you didn't sleep well at night. So we, I slept like a baby through all of it. Next question.
All right. AC's asking, what influenced Alex and Celsius to be so altruistic? 80% back, no fees. Was there a person or event in your past that led to this outlook?
Look, I think most of us are givers. I mentioned that before. 80%, maybe even 90% of us are givers. So it's part of our DNA, of the human DNA. And so it's not that I'm special or I've done something special. 80-20 is the arrangement. I mentioned this several times, right? When Goldman Sachs wants me to give them money, they're offering me 80-20. So are they altruistic? Are they doing it because they're so generous? No, because that is the deal between rich people and poor people, right? Between rich people and others who manage their capital. So when we did 80-20, we basically took that deal and said, why isn't it available to everybody, right? And we just made something that was available only to the rich to be available for someone with $10. So that's really the only issue. So am I the first one to do it? Probably, right? So the innovation is the fact that we decided to take this best kept secret and give it to the masses, not charge any fees. Look, if we did 50-50, I'm sure that we would still have $2 billion instead of $4 billion, but it would still be $2 billion, right? But we decided to go to the max, right? To do as much as possible. And, I have now, I think it's like 160 million, maybe 165 million worth of assets on Celsius. So I have probably the largest single wallet. It's not one wallet, it's many, but my point is that when I pay 80%, I pay myself. So I don't want you to think that I am better than Mother Teresa. I'm just doing what's in my best interest, and I happen to allow everybody else to get on the bus and benefit exactly in the same way. That's something that no one has ever thought of, right? Most people would say, but I can get away with paying this person 1%. Why am I paying him 10.5%? Even if I paid them 1% on their stable coins, they will give me their stable coin because no one pays even 1%. Now that we're paying 10.5%, all of our competitors are struggling. They're like eking 8%, 8.5%, and they're screaming and they're saying, I see them writing, oh, it's unsustainable. Soon Celsius will stop paying it. We keep raising rates, guys. Did you notice? We keep raising the rates. So my point is that all these other people who paid you nothing before Celsius, how much? I saw that BlockFi and somebody else bragged that they existed before Celsius. That's right. They existed before Celsius. They didn't pay you anything. They didn't pay you interest. And they charged you 20% to borrow on your Bitcoin. We charge you 1%. So it just shows you how much these people were stealing from you and what is the real deal. What is market? What is fair value, right? So we set that standard for everybody in crypto, for everybody in DeFi, right? Why do you think the rates in DeFi are where they are? Because Celsius pays even more. Next question.
It's like one of those things that's not having the right people in place per se, but it's about creating the right incentives. And Bitcoin did that with its monetary policy and mining, and Celsius did that with the sell token, investors, and yada yada. That's why
Right.
it's getting
We
such good
created an
results.
ecosystem that acts in your best interest, that allows you to earn yield in an environment where no one pays you any yield, right? Both the central banks and the commercial banks are basically not paying you anything. They're still not paying you anything. They're laughing at us, like saying, "Oh, these Celsius guys, they're giving all their money to their depositors. How stupid can they be? They could have been taking it as a dividend. They could have paid themselves. It's December. It's time to pay giant bonuses." Well, I did pay myself a giant bonus. I got huge amount of interest income from Celsius because I put money to work at Celsius, right? It's the same thing. And we just did it giving everybody equal access. Next question.
All right, here's our last question from Matt. He's asking, as crypto adoption continues to explode along with the prices, what is Celsius's strategy to continue offering high interest rates for each coin, especially the stable coins, and ensure liquidity in the company?
Our strategy has been the same and continues to be the same and will continue to be the same. We're not looking for new strategies. If you read our white paper, it's listed on Coin Paprika, Coin Gecko, Etherscan. There's links to our white paper, right, from 2017. Read it. You will see that we're doing 100% what we said we're going to do. We did that in 17, in 18, 19, 20. We're going to continue to do it in 21. Why? It works. It acts in your best interest, right? So that's what we're going to continue. Next question.
I think that's it. We only have a few minutes left if you want to do some closing thoughts here.
Yeah, we'll do one more question until the camera comes up. So.
Okay. Another very frequent question is, what criteria do you choose, or do you need to choose the coins you support? Is it, I know we don't play favorites, but what are those three things that a token has to have in order to bring it onto the Celsius platform?
So, again, we don't choose winners and losers. So if a token is in demand from institutions or from borrowers, or people take loans against it, right? Those are the criteria that create utility for Celsius, right? So these are all the mechanisms that we use to create yield, right? It doesn't matter if the yield is 4% or 14%. We're not only listing things that have very high yield. We're listing things that have sustainable or long-term yield. We don't want to list something and after 2 weeks take it down because no one wanted it, or no one wanted to take a loan against it, and so on. So we pick the ones that yield. Again, today we have 41 assets in the wallet. We just added 4 more, so it's going to be 45 different assets. All of them are yielding consistently, right? There has not been, I think, any token that we posted that suddenly the yield goes to zero, because we earn nothing. The yield is going to be zero. I promise you that. We're not going to subsidize it like some of our competitors who pay stuff. I keep saying, how are you paying interest on that, right? It's impossible. And they're like, no, we earn money. Yes, right, you earn money. Celsius hasn't figured it out, but you figured it out, right? So we basically created the standard. We created this yield income from scratch. It did not exist, right? Again, we are the second largest asset manager. How do you think we got there? We got there because we are the innovators. We are the people who create all of this stuff. So our job is we do a lot of research. We do a lot of, like, ETH2. Again, we contributed the last 25,000 ETH to make sure that it launches on time, because it didn't look like it's going to launch on time. And now we're going to be one of the first to launch it where you can earn the full yield, not 80%. Like some people promise you, or 90%. Read the fine print, right? You're not going to get 100%. With Celsius, you're going to get 100% of the yield. And we're going to stake it for you. We're going to do everything for you. So, right, we create all that stuff. We have an ETH node. We're not playing around and using somebody else's staking mechanism or whatever. And that's why we're charging you fees or doing something else. So, and that all takes, again, many engineers, a lot of testing, security. It takes a lot. That's why no one else is doing it, right? They're like, shit, how how does Celsius spend all this money on creating all of this, innovating, testing, right? Launching, supporting, right? Customer service, blah, blah, blah. Again, hundreds of people working on this stuff. So thank you for joining. It's been a great year. Amazing results. Again, thank you for supporting Cell Token. It's at all-time highs. And I think, what is our count right now, Zach, as far as millionaires? Did we cross 100 millionaires?
Yeah, I think we're 102 or 103 Cellionaires. So really amazing job.
So we now have over 100 Cellionaires. And many of them, if you look at their balances, I'm shocked. I got to tell you, like they still continue to hodl, right? Hodl. They keep increasing their balances, their Cell balance, their Bitcoin balance, and more power to you guys. We'll see you next week. There's still a show on Christmas Day. Thanks for joining us. And again, if you want us to have some guests on the show, tell us who you want us to have. We're going to bring some guests as well. And BTC, right? Get $30, make the deposit, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.